because
It
we're so
looks
small.
different at
But
different scales, for sure. How you
yeah,
share information and get on the same page is going to look different for 2 people than for 10, than for 50, than for 200. But I think it's smart to be thinking already about what that looks like as you grow. We're operating at a pretty large scale at Atlassian. We have about 12,000 employees. And so we end up with lots of teams working on lots of different and interrelated things. And we use a few different tools to do that. And I'd say the key thing is that we use our meeting time to actually do work together, and we make sure that people can find the information they need through our systems. And so we use Confluence a lot, we use Loom a lot. Those are both great ways that we document information. And it's really not about documenting every single thing. This is something that I see a lot of organizations get a little bit tripped up on, is the idea that like it's very effortful to write everything down, right? And to capture everything. But by starting to capture some of the conversations that happen in meetings, we use our Loom AI note taker to do that. It just automatically joins any sessions that you have that you want recorded, creates a video that people can interact with, creates an AI transcript that all gets added into our knowledge base, into our AI system. We also run meetings in a very different way at Atlassian that helps to capture that knowledge. We do something called page-led meetings, where we actually write up a Confluence page with all the important context and information that people need in advance. And then we start the meeting with our cameras off and we do a silent page read. They're very short. If you're having a 30-minute meeting, it will be 5 minutes or less for reading. And that lets everyone comment. It gives us a place to document and record any decisions. Even in a 2-person operation, documenting your decision-making frameworks is a really, really helpful thing to have available for the future, because as you scale, you're going to want people to know what kinds of things you think about, what you value, and the way that you make those decisions. So that's something that I would certainly think about as a way to unleash knowledge in the future and to make that knowledge available to AI. So as you work in these ways that do create those records, not adding lots and lots of work of having to write down every conversation the 2 of you have, but certainly the way that you prepare, even in like the pages that we put together and collaborated on before we had this call, I think it's a great example of like a record that you have of the types of ways you approach your work. And that will make AI models smarter. And it helps anybody that's new to start to just see those examples of what good really looks like in your company. And whether you're doing that in a small organization or a really large one, those are the types of behaviors that really start to unleash that collective knowledge.